Okay, so my name is Shelly, and I'm going to share with you today a poem, kind of letter that I wrote about this guy. We've known each other for 20 years. We've become best friends. For the first 10 years of our friendship, um, I always knew that he wanted me. I wasn't so sure he wanted me the way that I wanted him to want me. I think for him, I always thought it just to be a sexual thing, that he just wanted me. Um, but I knew how I felt around him when he looked at me, when I looked at him, and I was kind of afraid, to take it there. So I always kept my distance. I knew how things would end up because I knew how I felt about him. And we hadn't even done anything at this point. So for the first 10 years, like I said, I dodged his advances. I tried to stay away from him, all the while thinking about him, knowing that he was the one for me. Made it difficult. I tried to have other relationships, and God, I can't tell you how many boyfriends I brought to his house to meet him. I don't even know why at this point I would, because I knew how I felt about him. Maybe I thought if I brought these guys there, he would, you know, feel some sort of way and maybe like realize that he wanted me. Um, but yeah, so the first 10 years I, dodged his advances. I waited, and then I decided that, it's time. I didn't want to go on, with the rest of my life not knowing what it was like to feel him, to touch him, to be next to him, to be with him. I just wanted, to get it out of my system. Well, I thought I was going to get it out of my system. So I decided to go and tell him, like, let's do this. I'm ready. So it was supposed to be a one-time thing. Didn't end up happening that way. We were together after that one time for a little over a year. It was exclusive on my end, but not so much on his. But, we split, and we still remained friends. It was hard, because at this point now I know that I love him. I know how intense my feelings are for him. So he gets married, and I go and I get married to the first guy that I meet that kind of reminds me of him. Um, Wrong thing to do. Don't ever marry somebody because they remind you of somebody else that you love. So here we are, 20 years in, best friends. We've been sleeping together for the last 10 years. We both married. We both decided that we're going to, try to take a shot at a relationship. We move in together. Everything's, crazy. Like any new relationship starting out, you're trying to blend, two different people from two different views on things together. And so it was a little crazy. And his wife and my husband were both upset. And so we had that coming at us from every angle. It was just, a hard start to a relationship. We probably shouldn't have done it that way, but I love him, and sometimes when you love somebody, no matter what they put you through or what you go through to be with them, it just doesn't matter, you know. Um, he knows that I love him, but I don't think he understands to the extent that I do. I don't think he believes me, to be honest. But so I wrote this letter or poem to get my feelings out so that I could express exactly how I feel. This is my form of counseling for me because we're on a split right now. We're going through some things and he needs time to sort things out. Um, so yeah, I wrote this and I'm going to share it with you. It's called Take My Heart from My Chest. I love him beyond all rationality, and I want him to have everything he wants, no matter how much it destroys me. That's love. I just can't stop loving him. No matter when people tell me I'm crazy, I don't give up. Even when they roll their eyes, but especially when they tell me that I'm crazy, I don't give up. I can't. If I could just give up, that would mean it's not love, but some other disposable thing. I can't shake it, and God knows I've tried. But love's not supposed to make sense. You can't logic your way into or out of love, even if you no longer want it or it causes you pain. Love is totally nonsensical, but it's one of the best things we do. It's worth fighting for. I believe that wholeheartedly. And I am in love with him, just like that. His happiness means more to me than my own, because honestly, loving him and being with him brings me peace. My demons are quiet when he's near. All of my fears disappear, except for losing him. I've lost him before, 10 years ago. And the pain paralyzed me. It brought me to my knees. I'm older now, and my feelings have grown. They've grown to the size of mountains that part the seas, and it's in those seas that I drowned. Just to know that I'm more than an option to him, to feel the warmth and glow of his love on my skin like the sun, nourishing my body like the food that I eat to stay alive. My love for him is real, and it's really intense. And somehow, he still doesn't know. He knows not that his love has a hold on all of me. My mind, my heart, my body, and my soul. My entire being is based on his love, for I have loved him for so long. I wouldn't know how to live or go on without loving him. My thoughts, they've been hijacked by his smile. And his eyes, when he stares into my soul, they pull on my heart. In his eyes, I see my life, my future, the future that I want with him. I used to fear looking into those eyes. I was afraid that if I looked into his eyes long enough, that he would see my secrets. The biggest one being that he was my weakness. His presence alone relaxes me and comforts me at the same time. After all this time, he has become my best friend. I have let him into my darkness, and he lit it up with his light. I love this man, and I have all this time. That's more than half of my life and his together. I love every piece of him, from the creases in his forehead to the veins in his feet. It's true. To me, he lacks any imperfection. He's perfect to me and for me, and I think we're perfect for each other. I just want all of this in return from him. I want him to see me the way that I see him. Look at me the same. The kind of love I have for him, that's a love that only comes once in a lifetime. And I just can't let go. He is and has always been my soulmate, my perfect match. We're two imperfect people just trying to discover each other. And I'm done trying to figure out why I love him or why I feel the way that I do. So I wave my white flag and I surrender to him my heart, my body, and my soul, because I belong to him. I truly do. I am his and only his, and all I want is for him to be mine, to love me only me, not just for the moment, but for forever. My love for him will never dwindle or flicker like a flame. It just burns hotter the longer it goes with what seems to be an eternal flame. Please allow him to see exactly how I feel and how he affects me. If it is not your will for him to love me, please just take my heart from my chest. I don't want to feel this pain. So there it is. It's my little rendition about how I love him. I just pray that he realizes it before it's too late. I waited 10 years for him, and he waited 10 years for me. That's 20 years. I can't wait no more. I love him so much, though. I'm haunted by memories. I don't know. I guess comment below if you guys like it. Tell me what you think. It's the first time I've done anything like this, so thank you.